Hello, everyone, and this is Angela Martin, Gold Consultant with Archer and Evolution Travel, and today's training is on the supplier registration. Now, you've already completed your certification training, so that is great, but now we got to get you registered with suppliers so that you can actually book the travel for your clients and yourself. So in this particular training, I will be going over how to register, where to go, and all of the great details that accommodate that. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is back out of here. Now you see that I'm here at My Evolution Travel main page. We're going to go ahead and log in. Once you log into your account, we know that on the left-hand menu is where we find most of our things that we need. In this particular case, we are going to be looking for the Travel Cafe. It has the little coffee mug and the saucer underneath it. This is where you'll find pretty much everything travel related, okay? So once you are on this page, you'll notice similar to our back office, we have another left-hand side menu. You want to scroll down until you see where it says Suppliers, okay? When you click on that or you hover over it, you will see a drop-down menu that says USA Supplier, Supplier Request Form, and Profit Agility. By this time, you've already completed the supplier request form, which is highly recommended so that you can get that process going. But with these USA suppliers, many of these are self-registration options. So we're going to click on USA Suppliers, just like so. And what you'll notice is that you come to this screen that shows you what our preferred suppliers are. And those are the ones that we suggest that you register with first. So you will simply see this little red icon above the ones that are preferred, hence American Airlines Vacations, ALG, and be mindful that ALG, you've already signed up with this through VAX. So some of them you will not have to sign up again through, but I'm gonna take you through that. So let's start with American Airlines Vacations, okay? What you want to do for any supplier that you're registering with is click on the continue reading beneath it. In this section, you will either have the supplier commission breakdown. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. As you can see, American Airlines, they go up to 16% in commissions, which is really great. I've actually had really great results with bookings that I do through them. Notice that it has the how to register and the self-registration instructions. This is your meat and potatoes whenever you are registering with any supplier in the Travel Cafe, okay, for the USA suppliers. The self-registration, there will be a link, and it gives you specific instructions underneath. This one says self-register here and complete the agent access request form to gain access to our reservation system. We will notify each agent via email once registration is completed. I advise you all to right-click on the links that are provided and open them up in a new tab, okay? That way you can always see what instructions you have here while you are actually going to the registration. Now, be mindful, I've already registered, so I would not have to do that. But this is where you would click, create your personal login. If your travel agency is already registered, which Archer Travel already is, you will click here, okay? So you will need to create your own personal travel agent login here. That's where you would go, all right? So that's what you do for that. Now let's go back here, okay? So we've figured out how we do that for American Airlines Vacations. By the way, once you are looking for your registration approval, sometimes it goes to your spam folder, so be mindful of that. I think that the registration process for this is pretty quick, so you should get those approvals within a couple of days or so, okay? Let's go back out, and we're gonna go down to the next one. Notice I said that Apple Leisure Group, which encompasses all of these, that's in your VAX registration that you've already done through the supplier request. You will receive an email confirmation from Archer once you have been approved for access to VAX, okay? So don't worry about ALG, okay? You'll leave that alone. With Archer Go, same process. Notice it is a preferred supplier, okay? This is an app that you will have to download, but let's continue reading as I stated before. You can read exactly what's here. They do offer a 10% flat commission rate on hotel stays and car rentals. Except on the Marriott hotels, which are 7%. And as always, there's no commission on air unless you at the commission yourself, okay? It gives you the instructions on how to register. If you have an Apple device or if you have an Android, it gives you the link to do that, okay? And you would have to likely do this from your phone in order to get the apps, okay? You can even go into your app store, or I'm assuming the Apple app, to look for the Archer Go, this particular logo. It will look similar to that in your app selection. So you just do that and download it, and you would use your username and password that you use to log in here. If you have any questions, you can always utilize the contact information on the side so that you can get assistance with that, okay? So that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to go back now, okay? The next thing you want to register with is, you'll see Blue Sky Tours Hawaii, but that is already in VAX. Notice how VAX is in parentheses. So you've already registered with them as well, but you have not registered with Carnival Cruise Line, okay? You've registered with Norwegian, MSC, and Royal Caribbean, Cunard, and those through your supplier request form, but you have not registered with Carnival, and this is very important. So let's click on this one and see what the instructions are. Now, I'm specifying and emphasizing this so much because with our cruise line options, there is a very specific way that you have to register with them. And instead of our IATA number that we typically use, you have to use our cruise line number, okay? So the supplier commission for Carnival Cruise is 16%, okay, plus any travel agent rates that we acquire. Here are the instructions on how to register. Now, I want to go over this very clearly because they're very specific on what they want you to do. So the first thing is you have to go to this site. Instead of going there and it just changing to that site, I told you, let's right click and open that link in a new tab. So we got it here, and forgive me, I have a million tabs open, but we have the Go CCL new agent registration here, okay? Notice what it says here, okay? For your first name, you are gonna use or input your EVO ID number. That's your agent ID number, okay? So for your first name, don't use your first name. You're going to put your agent ID number and then, of course, your last name. For the agency name, you are going to put Archer Travel. You're going to use your agent email, the profile email that you did when you were registering, okay? You want to use that same email address when you are registering here. And then for agency phone number, notice that this is the cruise line number, okay? This is not the main line number to Archer Travel, so you must use this for the agency phone number, which is the cruise line, a different number than it is for our main office. And your access level will be agent. I'm going to go and show you this really quickly so you can see. I'm going to do a Miss Jane Doe. Oh, notice I just messed up there. It should be, instead of my first name, I should use my agent ID. So what I'm going to do is put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as a agent ID number. Last name Doe, okay? Then, of course, you fill out your date of birth. I'm just going to use, let's see, 05, 05, 2005, okay? The travel agent phone number. Notice that's the agent phone number, not agency, okay? Agency phone number is going to be this phone number, okay? Agent email is your profile email. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this number here so I can input it to where it says agency phone. But here, and notice how I can't copy and paste that one because you can't have any dashes in the number. So 248 9141. 9141. We're going to put that in for agency name. We're going to put Archer Travel because that is our agency name and it gives us these instructions here. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste it here. All right. For the travel agent phone number, this would be your personal cell phone number. So in this case, I'm going to just put a pretend number 555 555 5555. And for the agent email, maybe I did a Jane Doe Travels @gmail.com, okay? And then remember it said for access level, we are to put agent. So I'm going to put agent in this, okay? And once I do that, I'm going to simply click this box and I'm going to click create account, okay? And that is that. Now, I'm not going to actually create account because I don't want Archer to think that this is some type of registration, because obviously it would be a false one. But once you click create account, that is what you have to do. And pretty much you'll just wait on the approval, which usually takes about 24 hours, okay? And again, you will look for your approval in your email, and definitely don't forget to check your spam folder. So that is that. Notice that it says, once registered, this is important, you have full access to Archer Travel's Carnival Travel Agent Portal. You have access to look at personal and other travel agent bookings. You may not change, click on, or remove other agents' bookings. Editing or deleting any other travel agent's bookings may result in immediate dismissal or suspension from the travel agent program. So be mindful of that you're following all of the rules. And certainly you don't want to mess with anyone's bookings, because you don't want anyone messing with your bookings, okay? So just make sure that you're following those registration requirements. Notice, if you do not follow these steps, you may be declined access and you will have to re-register and wait all over again. So be mindful to really follow those steps exactly as they appear. So we're going to go back now and see what is the next one that we need to register with. You will see CLIA, okay? CLIA stands for Cruise Line International Association, but this is a credential that is offered to Archer agents for a discounted price. You do not have to register with CLIA, but you are able to register with them. And if you decide to register with them and purchase your CLIA card, that is an additional expense that you choose, but it is not required by any means. It's just there because you do get additional bonus commissions when you've registered with CLIA, and then you get access to the fantastic rates through Marriott. Now, the next thing you're going to see is cruising power, okay? You actually got access to cruising power through another through the supplier request form, okay? So you will not actually have to do this separately, but in the event that you want to, just like with any of our suppliers, you can always see what the registration process is, but notice you already have access to this through your supplier request form in the back office. That was in the first step. So you don't have to worry about that. But if you wanted to, of course, you can go through this process and follow these instructions, okay? So I hope that that was helpful. Make sure that you follow the exact instructions here, but again, you will not need to register for this separately because you have already done so using the supplier request form in your back office. Well, in the travel cafe, excuse me, okay? So let's keep going. The next thing, notice that Delta Vacations, you do not get access to them until you've been an agent for a little bit of time. And this would be something that you would, it will be World Agent Direct, and this would be something you would fill out on the supplier request form. But let's see what it says for you all if you try to register for it before you've been an agent long enough. So it gives you a breakdown of the commissions, which is really cool. Okay, notice you get bonus commissions when you're booking hotels in Mexico and the Caribbean, okay? And then it lets you know how to register. Notice here, it gives you this disclaimer. You must be a travel agent for 2 months before you can request to register. Fill out the supplier request form, okay? Select supplier name, select Delta Vacations, complete form, and submit. An Archer Travel staff member will add you to the Delta Vacations supplier, okay, access, to grant you access and send you an email with further instructions. Again, check your spam or junk folder if you do not receive anything, as something, our emails end up there. Sometimes they end up there. So just make sure that you've been an agent 2 months beforehand. And also, if you're a new agent, make sure you put in your calendar when that 2-month time frame is, so you'll know to remember to go back and register for Delta Vacations, okay? So I'm going to go back and we're going to continue with this process. The next thing, Disney travel agents. Now, I love this one because you get immediate access pretty much. You'll simply do as we've done with all of the other suppliers. We'll click on continue reading so we can gain access, okay? Now, the commissions here, they're not broken down unless you want to click on this link and go there. All of their property commissions are different, so you just have to be mindful of that. It gives you how to register at a self-registration link. Of course, you're going to use our agency ID, which is our IATA number. You want to memorize this number because you will need that for pretty much registration with any supplier, okay? If you already have an account with a different travel agency or need to change your email address, you do not need to re-register. Simply log in with your current account and update your email and/or agency association as needed. Clicking the welcome link on the top of the home page will give you the ability to change your email address. Clicking the agency link at the top of the home page will give you the ability to change your agency association. Please do not register more than once. So be mindful of that. You want to jot down all of the registrations you've completed so that you don't get kicked out or get denied access because you've tried to register multiple times. Notice it has this self-registration link. And again, we're going to right-click on it and open it in a new tab so that you can see what that looks like. I'm just going to click out of this one, and here it is, okay? So already registered, you would simply sign in. It asks for first time access to the site requires registration. You simply create new account. And you would just fill in this information below, okay? First name, last name, email, okay? Password, verify the password, and click that if you want to show them, okay? Now, it's going to give you this disclaimer here, the terms and conditions that you can look at separately. Simply agree to those. If you want updates, news, and other information, then you click that. And that's just if you want to know about the promotional specials. Maybe you want to be a Disney specialist. That is something you definitely want to click. Typically, if it was something personal, you may not click that. But as a travel agent, you want to know about all of those promotions that are going on, especially if you plan on doing a lot of Disney travel bookings, okay? And then you simply hit create an account. It's a very simple process. And then you can pretty much log in, if I'm not mistaken, okay? Pretty much immediately. All right, so I'm going to close that and let's go back to our travel cafe and let's go back to the list of suppliers that we need to continue registering with, okay? So you'll notice that Expedia Tap does not have a preferred supplier logo, but it is highly recommended that you register with them. We'll come back to them in the end because I want to make sure I go through all of the preferred first. Notice that FunJet Vacations is listed here as a preferred supplier. However, it is a part of the ALG vendor that you've already registered with in the using the supplier request form. So there is no need to register for them separately, okay? So do not register for them secondly. Here are some other suppliers. You'll notice Golden Tickets. This is for all of the major sporting events. You can get an affiliate link through them. You can follow the instructions. It is not a preferred supplier, but if you're interested in any of the suppliers that are not listed with preferred, you can always register with them. Just be mindful you need to go through the same process. Make sure that you're following the instructions. Notice that what it says here with the commission, Golden Tickets will provide a commission check at the beginning of each month after the conclusion of the event. So you need to know when they're going to be issuing the commission so you won't be expecting it before it's actually been issued. It gives you instructions on what you need to do, okay, how to register. Golden Tickets affiliate sign-up form, host agency, you will put Archer Travel Service, Archer host agency website, archertravel.com, and it gives you pretty much everything you need to know, okay? You can self-register now by opening the link in a new tab, and this is pretty much what it will look like. And you will see what it has, the sign-up form. Golden Tickets Affiliate Program sign-up form. You would want to click on that, and it will bring you to this. Basically, enter your email, first name, last name, your host agency, which we've already let you know is Archer Travel Service, okay? And then you would put your assigned host website, and that's where you will put archertravel.com, okay? Where it asks for the IATA, that is the IATA number that we have here. And you should know this again by heart. And then when it asks for your agent number, that is where you want to use your agent ID number. And then you'll submit the request and you should expect to receive approval via email, okay? Now it lets you know some important information. I highly recommend that you read those important details. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this since this is not a preferred supplier, but you're capable of reading this on your own. So I'm going to continue to go, okay? We're going to go back to our list of suppliers by simply hitting the back button. And notice you have already registered for MSC Cruises when you were doing the supplier request form, so you will not see that there. You've also already registered for Norwegian, if I'm not mistaken, using the supplier request form. But if you're not certain, you can always go to the continue reading. It tells you what the commission payout is, and you can see supplier request form. So this is something that you've already done using the supplier request form. And if you're ever in doubt, just go to click there to see the instructions so that you can figure out what the requirements are, okay? So we're gonna go back, Princess Cruise Line, you've already registered for them using the supplier request form. That's that one source supplier that you had to click on. So you already have access to them. The next one is Pleasant Holidays, okay? Same steps. We're gonna hit the continue reading. We're going to scroll down. You may not see the commission spelled out for every supplier, and that's okay. But it does have a self-registration. You have to be an agent for 30 days in order to register for Pleasant Holidays, okay? Now, the good thing about Pleasant Holidays access is that you'll get access to things like the sandals before you actually have access to sandals. So that's a really great thing. But you have to be an agent for 30 days before you have access to this. But whenever you do, notice you have a self-registration link. I'm just going to right-click it and open it in a new tab. And let's go there, okay? Notice it has this travel agent sign-in or create a new account. You simply do that, and you will fill in the information. ARC, IATAN, that is the same number we used before. Your username, whatever you choose for that to be, it doesn't have any specifications there. Your password, and then you'll type it again and create the account. I think you get access to this pretty much immediately as well. Okay, so just be mindful of that. And go and explore after you've been an agent. That's another one that I would put in my calendar so I would know to register with them after 30 days of being an agent, okay? Now you're able to get supplier training and certification separately, and it gives you information pertaining to how to do that, okay? You can go to Agent Resources, click Pleasant Pro Academy, and it just tells you basically all that you have access there, okay? So with that said, I'm gonna go back and let's continue through these suppliers. And if you're hanging in there with me, congratulations to you, because I know that I'm covering a lot of information. Notice that Princess Cruises is listed here twice. I'm not really sure why. Profit Agility, you can go here, but there's another way to register with them, but I'm just going to click here because it's already listed and it is a preferred supplier. Now, this is our wholesale supplier, so you certainly want to get the Profit Agility access, okay? So we'll click there. It gives you the access code. This access code you're going to need. Just copy it, okay? It's a little video telling you about it. And here is the register now button. I'm just going to right click and open it up in a new tab. And here's what we have. It'll look like this. Okay. Once you are here, you're going to scroll down, I'm assuming. Okay, let's go back up. All right. It's going to ask for member login or admin login. If you click on member login, okay, it'll take you here. And if you do not have an account, this is where you'll click here to register. When you click there to register, it's going to ask for that access code. The access code is here. If you forget it or you forgot to copy it, you'll simply copy it, go here, paste it, and then you'll click next. When you click next, then it will ask you for this information and you will have immediate access after you have completed your registration, okay? So that is that for Profit Agility, okay? And I love the fact that you get instant access there. So that's the reason why I want to emphasize you definitely getting access to it, okay? Let's go back since we've completed Profit Agility. And the next one is Room Rest, okay? Now you can click on continue reading and we're going to follow the exact same steps. You can read the supplier commission payouts there, and then it gives you specific instructions on how to register, okay? All new agents will receive an activation email from Room Rest 1 week after they become an agent with Evolution Travel. So what you need to know is that you will receive a registration link, okay, or an activation email for you to click on to activate this access to this particular supplier. So there's no need to go in here and try to self-register, okay? You will automatically receive an email. Don't forget to check your spam and junk folders to make sure that you've gotten it. Now, if after a week of being an agent, you do not receive that email, what you want to do, it says after 2 weeks, notice, okay, of being in the program, you can reach out to the us.support@roomrest.com to figure out what's going on, okay? And this is just some information from the supplier that lets you know, okay? It says to activate your RoomRest account, all you need to do is click on the link included in the email and create your account password. You will then be able to begin booking on RoomRest. So it's just that simple, okay? Let's go back and find out more. Now, of course, if you need to at any time pause this, feel free to do so. I know I'm going through these kind of quickly, so pause them as you need to. Royal Caribbean, remember, we already have access to Royal Caribbean from the supplier request form, but if you ever forget, remember, you can click on the continue reading and it will let you know. It will let you know, self-register here. Actually, you know what? I think that you might have to register for cruising power separately, but I could have sworn it was one on the supplier request form. But let's just say that it's not, okay? If you want to self-register for it, you can absolutely do that. Notice with any cruise line, you are going to use this as your agency phone number, which is the phone line dedicated to our cruise line, okay? You'll simply right-click on this, open it in a new tab, go on that new tab, and create an account if you need it to, and it'll say agent registration. You'll register for cruising power, and then you'll select your language and kind of follow the instructions from there, okay? What is your agency phone number? Well, if you forget it, know that you got to copy that, and you want to paste it here. Once you paste it, you can find agency. It will bring up Archer Travel Service, okay? Once you have that there, you'll scroll down. You'll need to read the terms and conditions, okay? Click there and then go to next to create your agent profile. So it's just that simple. When you click on create your agent profile, it'll bring you here asking you for all of your details, including a username. You want to keep track of your username and passwords for each supplier because sometimes they're different. As we know with Carnival, we had to use our agent ID as our first name, okay? So just be mindful that you're keeping track of your username and passwords. I'm the type of person that likes to save mine to my Google account so that I don't ever have to remember them. But it's more, I would say it's more responsible of you to keep track of that using the digital new agent digital binder that you've been provided from your mentor or in new agent orientation if you've not already been there, okay? So let's just click the back button. Oh, sorry, not back from there, but back from here. And we're gonna go there, okay? Your username, be mindful of this. Initials, evolution ID number. Initials and evolution ID number, that's important. If your name is Reggie Rivas, it would be RR for Reggie and Rivas, and then the agent ID number, the 6-digit agent ID number. If your name is Jane Doe, it would be JD and your agent ID number, okay? When it asks for if you are a home-based agent, make sure you click yes. One of these suppliers has an issue. When you click yes, sometimes it switches back. If that's the case, don't worry about it. Just continue going through the process and make sure everything else is correct. If you choose to call in a booking for a cruise line and you are asked for the agency phone number, make sure you provide our cruise line number or you will not be paid commission, okay? So just remember that if you ever have to call in, which you can easily, especially if you're first starting as an agent and you just want to make sure you get everything right, you can call in and have them book it for you, but make sure you provide this phone number, okay? All right, so now that we've gone through that, let's go back to the remaining suppliers. Notice that sandals is next. I'm gonna let you know now, when I first became an agent, you had to be an agent for 6 months before you even had access to the supplier. They have really great commissions. They're known for luxury travel, okay? You can obtain additional commissions for booking certain levels of their room categories, okay? Scroll down to the how to register. Now notice it says, new agent, you can still book sandals by calling in a booking or through wholesalers such as Pleasant Holidays or Vax Vacation Access. Remember I was telling you about Pleasant Holidays? You don't have access to them until you've been an agent for 30 days, but after you get access to Pleasant Holidays, you also have access to sandals indirectly, okay? And even on some Vax suppliers, they have access to sandals. Now, you have to be an agent now. Instead of 6 months, you have to be an agent for at least 3 months in order to be added to sandals, okay? If you are not an agent for 3 months before you try to register, you will be denied access, okay? You will need to go back to the supplier request form and you will simply utilize that. I'm gonna go ahead and right-click this and open it in a new tab so I can show you again what the supplier request form looks like. Of course, to fill out all of those things at the top, and you'll see sandals here. That's after 3 months. You see Delta Vacations, that's after 2 months, and so on and so forth. One source, it has all of that with Princess. Yeah, and so for Cruising Power, you do have to register for that separately. I'm glad I went here so that I can confirm, okay? So when we went through Cruising Power for Royal Caribbean, you will need to register for that separately using those instructions provided. But anyway, I digress. After you've been an agent for 3 months, again, set a reminder in your calendar so that you will be prompted to come back and register for sandals because they have a lot of cool things, especially giving you access to your own website and your collateral materials. Really, really cool. I highly recommend you set an alarm so you come back and do that after you've been an agent for 3 months, okay? Once you submit your request, remember that you have to look in your email for approval. Don't forget to check your spam folder and junk folders to see if you received it there. Let's go back. We are almost done. Notice that these suppliers are in alphabetical order, okay? So with Sherpa or G Adventures, you'll notice that that is like if you are doing exotic tours or group tours and things like that. That is not a preferred supplier, but any supplier listed here, you have access to. You just need to simply continue reading, look at the instructions, and follow them. Now, 10-leg is highly recommended because this is for travel insurance, especially if you are booking through a supplier that doesn't offer it. For instance, Profit Agility or maybe Expedia TAP. You can always get your clients additional insurance by going through 10-leg. You definitely want to book through them. If that is the case, simply continue reading so you have access. Scroll down. Notice you get 17% commission, and that is a huge thing. You get paid within 30 to 60 days after the policy is sold. After the policy is sold, okay? And paid in full. So that's not after they complete their trip, it's after it's sold and paid for in full. That's really important. Here are the registration instructions, okay? Step 1, send an email here, okay? You need to send an email to 10leg@archertravel.com requesting to become an Archer Travel /10leg sub-agent. In that email, make sure you include your first and last name, your agent ID number, and the email address you want associated with your 10-leg account. So be mindful, this doesn't have to be the email address that you register with. Maybe you've created a new email address that you want to use for your business, okay? Whatever the case may be, make sure whatever email address you want associated with this 10-leg account, that's the one you put in. The second step, you will receive a confirmation email from 10-leg confirming your account. Included in your response will be a link to activate your new account, followed by a prompt to create a password to finalize the process. So you'll click on the activation link, and then you'll follow that prompt to create a password so that you finalize that process. Once you are logged in, locate your unique 10-leg ID or personalized link on the 10-leg dashboard. This is important. That personalized link is like your affiliate link, okay? This is something that you could provide to your potential clients and allow them to book their own travel insurance anytime they're booking travel on their own or through you, okay? They can click on that personalized link and it will come to you so that you get the commissions for any travel insurance that they book using that link, okay? So it's really cool. You should expect to receive confirmation. It can take between 4 to 7 days to be added. So please expect to receive that confirmation email from a 10-leg admin. Don't forget to check your spam and junk folder just to make sure it has not ended up there. So that is 10-leg, but definitely make sure that you register for them. I highly, highly recommend it. Let's go back and see who's left on this list of suppliers to register with. Notice we don't have but two others, okay? And that's Viator. Highly, highly recommend that you definitely register with them. Now, the registration process for them is a little bit different. It has very unique instructions. We're going to click the continue reading so we can figure out what that is. We get pretty much 10% commissions on anything we book through Viator, and that's pretty cool. You'll scroll down, and it has a self-registration link. Notice please type in host agency code. The host agency code is not the IATA code, okay? Above is the number 0. You cannot copy and paste, so we can't even copy and paste that. So it's very essential that we right-click and open this in a new tab so that we can come back here and see what the code is and type it in specifically. Let me go out of here and go here, okay? So it's going to be sign up for the Viator Partner Program. You'll go to you'll put in your email and you'll put in create an account. I'm going to put in just a new email so I can take you through this. And this is just going to be a sample email. It's not going to be real. Jane Doe Travels@gmail.com. You go to click account or create account. You will put in your password, verify that, have your first and last name, your job title. In this particular case, you would put travel agent, okay? Your phone number. It doesn't ask for Archers. This would be your phone number. I just put in a number, and it's probably going to say it's invalid. So we'll just put 601-522-5555. And again, I'm just making something up. You simply create an account, and it's pretty much self-explanatory from there, okay? After you do that, you should be good to go and have access immediately. Notice when it asks for the host agency code that you put in this code. Let's see if I can continue so that I can show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm just going to make up a password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It must contain 8 characters, at least 1 letter, and at least 1 number, and at least 1 special character. Follow those instructions. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. JD for Jane Doe, both capitalized, and then a exclamation point. I'm just going to repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, JD, and an exclamation point. Jane Doe, job title, travel agent. I put in a fake number, create account. Okay. I'm not going to create this. All right. So it says travel agents earn commission by helping clients find and book experiences. It lets you know all of this. We're going to click on get started. Yes, I work through a host agency. Okay. You're going to click that up. Click that. When it asks for your agency, your host agency ID, you are not going to put in your IATA number. Instead, you are going to put in the number it told you to put in, which is this number. Okay. P0000, so 4 zeros, P00006875. Now mine happens to pop up there, but you will put that in and then search. And it will show you Archer Travel Service, verified host account. There it is. I confirm that this is the agency I'm trying to connect to. Click that, and then you'll be able to continue, okay? So I'm not going to do that because obviously I'm making this up, and I don't want to have any issues with my own Viator account because I use them quite frequently. In fact, you will use them quite frequently because if your clients need any excursions or activities for anywhere they want to go around the world, you can literally book it from here. And it's really cool, especially if they need transportation to and from the resorts or hotels. You can easily do it using Viator. So I love Viator, and you have an affiliate link that you can share with your clients for that as well. Okay, so a lot of benefits there. Let's go back, and here's our last preferred supplier that we need to go through. And remember, Virgin Voyages, since it's a cruise line, we will be using the cruise line number when we register for them. We're going to go to the continue. reading so that we can see exactly what it is. You can earn up to 18% commission when you're booking a group. That's a minimum of 10 cabins, but 16% commission on everything else. Really great. How to register is a self-registration at this particular site. Click Become a First Mate. Click Start Registration. Enter your personal details, okay? When asked, use the main agency phone number. And this is the cruise line number. Once it is submitted, an Archer admin will approve or decline your registration. Once approved, Virgin Voyages will send an email to set your password, okay? So be mindful. You get approved or denied by an Archer admin. Just make sure you're following the steps. We're going to right-click on this, and we're going to open it up in a new tab so you can see what that registration process looks like, okay? Remember, it said when you get here, you must click on First Mates. Become a first mate, okay? So I scroll down. Become a first mate. Is that the instruction that we had? Yes. So we want to click on that. When you click on that, it'll take you to this screen, okay? Register as an agency, become a first mate. We want to click that again to make sure we're on the right thing, and we want to click Start Registration. To confirm, that is the second step, Start Registration. So we click that, and notice it's saying, let's get you registered. It only takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Registration must be completed fully in one go. You'll need the following information. It lets you know this, and you already have this information. The main address is where you work from. Okay, so that will be your home address, your personal work phone, so that will be your personal number, okay? Next, we want to go to personal details. It tells us here, enter your personal details. So we want to go to those personal details here, and this is where you would enter it. Home-based or virtual, that is what you're doing, okay? I don't know if it gave you that particular thing here, but you know that you are a home-based or virtual agent. You would click Next. You would put your title if you have one, okay? First name, middle if you choose, last name, what's your role? You would simply say sales agent, okay? Or you could put owner, I guess. By ticking this box, you agree to receive marketing and communication from Virgin Voyages. Again, it would be kind of pointless not to get that because you want to know about all of the promotional specials, especially if you plan on booking cruises a lot, okay? So I'm just going to put in a Jane Doe again so we can go through this. And then I'm going to put a sales agent. I'll put that, and I'm going to click Next. Main agency number, okay? We're going to choose the 1 because that's the US, indicating it is a US number. And I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to copy this number, okay? And I'm simply going to paste it here. Hopefully it pastes over correctly. It did not. So we're just going to type in the number, 818-248-9141, okay? 9141. You can put in a secondary phone number, which can be your own. Okay, I'm going to put on 842-555. I think I put 602-5555. You can make your secondary number your preferred number, okay? And then you can add your preferred number if it's something different from the secondary. This will be your email address. And then you tell them how you prefer to be contacted. I'm just going to put in here Jane Doe at Jane Doe Travels at gmail.com. And I'm going to let them know I prefer to be contacted by email. Please don't call me. That's just my preference. But anyway, the preferred number, I could just say that this is going to be the same number. Okay, I'm going to copy it over so I don't have to type it all over again. And I'm going to click Next. Country is going to ask for, of course, you're going to click United States or whatever country you're in, put in your address. This is your personal address, city, state, zip. Work address, same as mailing address, click yes, and then you would complete the registration. And as simple as that, okay? With that said, an Archer admin, remember, will approve or decline your registration. And then once you are approved, you can expect an email from Virgin Voyages so that you can set up your actual password. With that said, I think that we have pretty much gone through every single supplier. I'm going to go back here. That is every supplier, okay? For registration instructions that are missing, please contact Archer Corporate Office for instructions on how to register, or email evosupplierhelp@archertravel.com and specify which supplier you need help with, okay? Still need help with supplier registration? You can contact Archer Travel at their main office, okay? Or toll free there. Or again, you can email them at evosupplierhelp@archertravel.com. Now, I will say that most of these are really easy to follow, but if there are any questions that you have, you can first check in with your mentor. I highly recommend, after you have become or gotten registered with them, that you go back and kind of explore other suppliers that offer some of the same things. They may not be a preferred supplier, but that simply means that, you know, that is not a preferred supplier where we get the best commissions, but it is still a great supplier that you can use if they are in the back office or in your travel cafe. I hope that this was helpful. Again, this was a training on the supplier registration for all of the preferred suppliers that happen to be in your digital new agent digital binder. I hope that you again found this helpful. I will see you guys again in the chats. Have a great day.